Hi, this is Gwen Aspen with Operation Landlord, and in this video we're going to discuss how to avoid getting sued and what to do to protect yourself in the unfortunate event that you are. So there are four main things to remember to avoid getting sued. Number one, treat everyone the same. The old adage that no deed goes unpunished, good deed goes unpunished could not be more true than it is in the property management industry. If a tenant calls and says that she cannot make rent because her mom died and she had to pay for the funeral, and you work something out with her, but then someone else calls and they have another sob story and you do not work out a deal for them, then you can get sued for discrimination. Stick firmly to your rules even when it pains you, and you will not invite lawsuits. This is an industry where you cannot make exceptions, change the rules for anyone, or play favorites. Okay, number two, document every discussion you have with the tenant, every maintenance activity, when you were at the property, what was said, what was agreed upon. Have every piece of documentation, time and date stamped. It can be as simple as writing yourself an email or as sophisticated as entering it into a property management software system. Just make sure it gets done. It's much easier to defend yourself in court if your documentation is meticulous. It's also important to have documentation on your employees. Document complaints you get on their driving or other bad behavior, and the measures that you took to correct the situation. This is important because then if you get sued because of an employee's actions, you can defend yourself against an additional suit of negligence. For example, say an employee causes a car accident and someone gets hurt, and then the lawyer says that this employee had a history of bad driving and you, the employer, did nothing to fix it, and you have no documentation to say otherwise. Well, you have a real problem on your hands if this happens. However, if you do have documentation of every warning that you gave that person and the action that you took to correct the problem behavior, like they had to take a driving class, you would probably be fine in court. Number three, keep your property safe. Make sure snow and ice are removed, manhole covers are in place, railings are not wiggly, steps are in good condition. Make sure any vendors you use are bonded, insured, and have workman's comp and a good reputation. It is a really big deal to give a vendor the key to someone's home, and you want to make sure that they are trustworthy. Sometimes the cheapest vendor is not the least expensive. Okay, on to number four. Take sexual harassment prevention seriously. Let your employees know that they are to be professional and courteous, and keep conversation with tenants limited to the job at hand. You can even have a formal class regarding sexual harassment and have each employee sign a form saying that they understand what sexual harassment is and they understand that it won't be tolerated at work. Okay, so what kind of measures do you need to take to make sure you don't lose everything in the unfortunate event that you do get sued? Well, there are two schools of thought on this. Number one is that simply have enough liability insurance in your name to protect yourself in the case of like a slip and fall accident, for example. And then the other school of thought is that you need to have legal separation through an LLC, a C Corp, or an S Corp, in addition to the liability insurance, to protect your personal assets. This route does provide additional coverage, however, it does complicate your tax preparation. Keep in mind, no one here at Operation Landlord is a lawyer or accountant, so you'll have to speak to your advisor to determine what's best for your particular situation. But this concludes our video on how to avoid getting sued. Thank you for watching this video produced by Operation Landlord, and for more property management informational videos, please see our website, www.operationlandlord.com.